What's happening? I hope you're all well. So it's actually quite hot in the UK today. Walking with water, walking, no top, and we're gonna get into this video. Still a little bit cloudy. The UK is always cloudy, man. Like, when do you see, for those who live in England, when do you see England with clear sky? You don't. Anyway, where did it all go wrong for Tyson Fury? Let's talk about it, because Tyson Fury, as we all know, he lost his WBC belt last weekend, and not only that, but he also lost his unbeaten record, and really he got beaten quite convincingly. I wouldn't say it was absolute domination by Alexander Usyk. Tyson Fury was in the conversation in that fight, but he was comprehensively beaten to the extent where, in my mind, I thought that it was a clear win for Alexander Usyk. So Tyson Fury, the downfall really began with, I want to say his downfall began with his attitude to boxing, because Tyson Fury is a phenomenal talent. You know, for a man of his stature, you know, in terms of his height, he's got unreal, or in his prime Fury had unreal coordination, unreal balance, unreal agility, unreal reflexes. Like, in the heavyweight division, typically speaking, fighters have less coordination, less balance, less foot speed, and really and truthfully, you know, everything in the heavyweight division. The heavyweight division is like the glamour division, because heavyweights typically produce knockouts, but the heavyweight division is also a division where, typically speaking, you find that fighters have less complexity to their game. Fighters have less coordination, as I've already stated. Heavyweights have less balance. Heavyweights throw less punches. But Tyson Fury, typically, in his prime, Tyson Fury had more balance, more coordination, more agility, more reflexes, more endurance than a typical fighter in the heavyweight division, full stop. Never mind a guy who was 6'7". Because Tyson Fury, if you watch him in his peak against the likes of Hammer, against the likes of Klitschko, Kevin Johnson, this guy, at his height, was doing things that guys 5 or 6 inches shorter could not do. And so he enjoyed those advantages. So yeah, those were things that were good. However, I would say his fluctuation in weight was a huge problem. Now Tyson Fury, because he's so naturally talented, he was able to get away with things, and this often seems to be the case in life, that people who are tremendously talented oftentimes can get away with things that people who aren't so talented can't. So Tyson Fury, being the talented boxer that he is, he was able to bounce up and down in weight between fights. He was able to have, you know, high weights and then low weights in fights. So sometimes he would come in extremely heavy, and then sometimes he would come in extremely lean. In between fights, he wouldn't live the life of a boxer. And the problem with that is, yeah, you get away with it for now because you've got all this talent in your 20s. But eventually, when you're drinking a lot, when you're doing a lot of other things, you know, substances, eventually it's going to take its toll on your body, because these things are detrimental to your health. And when you're young and you're in your 20s, and you know, your body is more vitalized and your body is able to rejuvenate itself a lot more, then you're okay. Not okay, but you get away with it more. But as you get older, your body's ability to rejuvenate itself decreases, and the damage that you've also done to your body starts to become more apparent. And this is what's happened with Tyson Fury. He didn't live the life of a boxer. He didn't live the life of a boxer in his 20s. And then now he's in his mid to late 30s. It's starting to catch up to him. He started to slow down. Now slowing down is inevitable, but I believe that him slowing down has been accelerated by his lifestyle choices. So that's one way Tyson Fury's had his downfall. The other way, which is linked, is the hiatus. So when he beat Vladimir Klitschko, as we all know, he took, I can't remember how long it was it from 2015 to 2017? So he took around 2 years out of the ring, and in that time he ballooned to about 400 pounds. That as well would not have been good for his health. And also coupled with the fact that he was out of the ring for 2 years, that wouldn't have been good for him either. So I'm giving him credit, because despite all of this, he came back and he definitely is in the conversation. He's not number one, that's Alexander Usyk, but he is up there as one of the best heavyweights of this generation, despite everything he's done to himself. So I'm giving him credit. But at the same time, if we're looking at why didn't he maximize his potential, then these are things that we need to look at. Because it's so easy for Fury to stand there and say the reason he lost that fight is because of what's going on in the world. People siding with Usyk because of that. But what if Tyson Fury was to reflect on the lifestyle choices he made when he was younger, yo-yoing in weight in between fights, ballooning to over 400 pounds when he was out of the ring, potentially, and I'm not saying, because I don't want to get sued, maybe he did, maybe he didn't take certain substances to enhance his performance, and that could have led to the reason he was out of the ring in the first place. We don't know. So maybe he could reflect on that. If he was to reflect on that, then maybe he could learn something more, as opposed to just blaming it on what's going on in the world at why he lost to Alexander Usyk. But those are two reasons right there and there, right there and then, his hiatus out of the ring, ballooning in weight in that period, and also the lifestyle choices he made when he was younger. And I believe that because of that, his decline, which all fighters will decline eventually, his decline has been accelerated. Tyson Fury is well past his best now. His foot speed is a thing of the past. He still has the boxing brain, but his agility, reflexes, coordination, balance, it's all gone downhill. And it would have gone downhill anyway, but it's gone downhill even more because of the lifestyle choices. Now, another thing that has caused the downfall of Tyson Fury is his marketing and his relationship with his fans. Tyson Fury has lied a lot. Tyson Fury has come out, not even just Tyson Fury, Team Fury have lied a lot. John Fury went out there and said words of the effect that Francis Ngannou would be a harder fight for Tyson Fury than Alexander Usyk. And this, of course, was before he fought Francis Ngannou. So this was to justify Tyson Fury going in there and fighting Francis Ngannou. Because no one was calling for that fight. Nobody was calling for Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou to fight each other. Fury just wanted to do that as a cash grab. So they, of course, needed to justify making the fight. And they justified it by John Fury coming out there and saying Ngannou's a harder fight. Because, of course, if there's a non-credible opponent, you need to justify why you're fighting that guy. And the method of justifying it is by bigging him up. So that when you beat him, as you knew you probably would, it looks better for you because you spent all this time bigging him up. But isn't it funny how Tyson Fury was putting Usyk down, but bigging Francis Ngannou up? So that's something to think about, because they need to justify to the fans. But then it's not only just that. Tyson Fury has lied on multiple occasions. Tyson Fury has quote unquote retired. I knew Fury never retired. Tyson Fury messed Alexander Usyk about. Tyson Fury was saying that Alexander Usyk was a rabbit, a middleweight, you know, he's no good, it's going to be easy, which didn't turn out to be true, did it? So if it was that easy, why was he ducking Alexander Usyk for the best part of 2 years? Why was he moving the goalposts? Why was he saying, oh, there should be no rematch clauses in the contract to fight Alexander Usyk? Then he goes, oh no, there has to be a rematch clause. Why was Tyson Fury making it so hard to make the Alexander Usyk fight? That damaged his relationship with the fans. A lot of people become sick and tired of his lies. Tyson Fury used to be anti-establishment. At least that was how he presented himself. Now Tyson Fury came back after 2017 and he was very much Mr. Establishment. I don't care about his views, I care about his boxing. But I'm just making the point. Tyson Fury was very anti-establishment at one point in his career, and then all of a sudden he became Mr. Establishment. He became the flag holder. You know, he started talking about mental health, and while talking about mental health, you know, mental health is real, but while he was talking about mental health, he was going around calling people big dossers, you know, and calling people little sausages and things like this. So very contradictory behavior, you know. Tyson Fury and his relationship with the fans has led to his downfall, because it's all culminated into a situation now where his fans are absolutely sick of him. A lot of them anyway. A lot of fans are absolutely sick of Tyson Fury. A lot of British fans are happy that Alexander Usyk won that fight. So think about that. A lot of British fans are happy that Alexander Usyk won that fight. Can you think about that for a second? Why are so many British fans happy that Alexander Usyk won that fight? Because Tyson Fury is being lying and deceitful to the public. So you have to think about that. This is part of his downfall. A lot of his downfall has actually been outside the ring. You know, messing people about, ducking people, you know, advertising himself as the lineal champ when he's clearly not. You know, lineal champ is the man who beat the man who beat the man. Tyson Fury never beat Lennox Lewis. That was the last lineal champ. In order to be lineal, he would have had to have beaten Lennox Lewis. He never beat Lennox Lewis, therefore he was never the lineal champ, ever. Tyson Fury has never been lineal champ. So, a lot of false marketing, a lot of lies and deceit. All of this has led to Tyson Fury. All of this has led to Tyson Fury and his downfall. Now, the other thing with regards to his downfall is the fact that, you know, styles make fights. Sometimes you're just going to come up against a guy who has your number. Sometimes that's just what's going to happen. And unfortunately for Tyson Fury was cherry picking his way to the top. He was following the Mayweather model. And unfortunately, it got to the point where he could no longer duck Alexander Usyk. And he went in there, he was forced to fight Usyk because the fans demanded it. And he was forced to fight Usyk because he was given an offer he couldn't refuse by the Saudis. And so it got to the point where, and I think Fury was encouraged by vulnerability shown by Alexander Usyk against Daniel Dubois. So he decided to roll the dice because he was backed into a corner. Now, styles make fights. Tyson Fury, his style suited Deontay Wilder because Tyson Fury is a physically strong guy. So as long as he could take the range from Deontay Wilder, so Deontay Wilder couldn't line up his right hand, it was almost a foregone conclusion because Deontay Wilder's quite lanky and wiry. Tyson Fury's actually very physically strong. All he needs to do is cut the distance, stay out of the way of the right hand, keep it an inside slugfest, and it's pretty much a Tyson Fury win. So that's why Tyson Fury was able to beat Deontay Wilder twice. But notice he didn't fight Anthony Joshua. I think Anthony Joshua is a horrible style for Fury. I always thought that Usyk was a horrible style for Fury. And I think Fury knew that as well, because Fury, despite all the bravado, he's a boxing man, he knows boxing. He did not want to fight Alexander Usyk. So I think that Fury was avoiding Usyk like the plague, and it got to the point where he had no choice, and he actually harmed himself because he fought Usyk. Listen, people, Tyson Fury fought Usyk when he was more past his best. You see, Tyson Fury could have fought Usyk when he was younger and fresher, because Tyson Fury had some success against Usyk. I know it works both ways. You know, Usyk would have been more in his prime, but here's the thing: Fury, his decline has been more rapid than Usyk's. Had Fury taken the fight when he was more in his prime, then it might have worked out better for him. But he ducked, and his form decreased. And by the time he got in there against Usyk, Fury's pretty much done, people. I think he pulled out one last hurrah against Usyk, but I don't think he could even pull another one of those performances out the back. Sometimes a shot firer has one more performance left in them, and I think that was probably what we saw against Usyk from Fury's point of view. Fury did better than I thought, but I think that might have been his last hurrah. I expect Fury's performances to get worse and worse and worse. I expect his punch resistance to continue to decline as it has been. So Tyson Fury's downfall, really, a lot of it has been down to him, his team, the way that he's carried on. And it's a shame, because I do believe that Tyson Fury could have been more than, you know, when it's all said and done and we're looking back, I think that we're going to see a fighter that could have been more than what he was, down to a lot of it himself. But you know, it is what it is. It's life. We all live and learn. But that's me being as objective as possible. I think Tyson Fury, he would be well advised not to fight Alexander Usyk in a rematch. I think that his best bet, I think he would make more, I don't know the numbers, but if he can make more money fighting Anthony Joshua, then I suggest that he ducks the Usyk rematch, because I think that it will probably end the same way, maybe even by knockout. And I would tell him to go and fight Anthony Joshua in a fight that's winnable, but I would still favour Joshua at this stage. Roll the dice, because it's a more winnable fight in my opinion. I mean, I think there's more chance he gets sparked out against Joshua, but because Joshua is a bigger man and an easier target, I would say roll the dice, fight Joshua, and in an all British dust up. If you win, you can step out of the game and be in that conversation of one of the best heavyweights of this era. If you lose, it's another cash grab, and you can walk off into the sunset either way. Anyway, what do you think about what I spoke about in this video? Let me know. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, hit the notification bell so you get a notification when I make a new video. If you appreciate my work and want to leave a donation, there's a link for that in the description. And with that, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next video.